So we're down on the East River again.
We're in New York still.
In New York City.
I'm sorry about my hair, but we're by the river.
Okay. So we're going to read from the Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Canto 4, Chapter 18, Text 6.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
We got a whole audience of people looking at us.
And you know how Bhava Bhakti is when there's anyone in the vicinity, she becomes super conscientious, and actually there's not really anyone looking and paying attention.
No, they all are.
For her.
Text 6. My dear King, the seeds, roots, herbs and grains which were created by Lord Brahma in the past are now being used by non-devotees who are devoid of all spiritual understanding.
So she's starting to
explain. Wow, look at that cute dog. It looks like an Ewok. Purport. Lord Brahma created this material world for the use of the living entities, that it was created according to a plan that all living entities who might come into it to dominate it for sense gratification would be given directions by Lord Brahma in the Vedas in order that they might ultimately leave it and return home back to Godhead. All necessities grown on earth, namely fruits, flowers, trees, grains, animals and animal byproducts, were created for use in sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. However, the planet Earth in the shape of a cow herein submits that all these utilities are being used by non-devotees who have no plans for spiritual understanding. Although there are immense potencies within the earth for the production of grains, fruits and flowers, this production is checked by the earth itself when it is misused by non-devotees who have no spiritual goals. Everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everything can be used for His satisfaction. Things should not be used for the sense gratification of the living entities. This is the whole plan of material nature according to the directions of this material world.
Material nature.
Well, that's exactly what is happening now. Everything is used and abused and wasted. So much wastage. Like if you go online, there's many documentaries and this, that, landfills they call them. People just check. When I say people, meaning like where we think we're throwing rubbish away, we're throwing bags and this, and it just fills up landfills. You know, it just gets chucked in one big crater or hole or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of things they don't like. It's not they disintegrate or something. You know, it's such a pollution to the earth, and many things like packaging and just things that you don't. Yeah, we create our own poison for the earth, as it were. Oh, I don't want this. I don't want that. Oh, I want a new hat. I want a new bag. Oh, I want this. And so much wastage, food wastage, incredible how much food gets wasted. That's what I was thinking when I was reading this. So it makes you wonder how much the earth is suffering now, because this is going back thousands of years.
Yeah, probably hundreds of thousands.
So how much suffering there is now for the earth compared to then. Now you've got, like Prabhupada would say, the factories and the, what do they call it? Fracking,
yeah.
And they're digging for this oil and this, minerals and this. And so if we're seeing here in the Bhagavatam, if we take it for what it is, the earth is a living personality. So if someone just pokes us or gives us something that's a bit burnt, we don't appreciate it. They'll make us feel good. So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, somehow, the earth is withholding the wealth of which she's meant to provide simply because people aren't engaging it for spiritual purposes. It's like, it's quite a, I mean, for me, it's quite a significant thing that, it's like a mother who won't give, like, say, the child is teenager money because she knows he's going to go off and spend it on booze and drugs, or it's like the earth is trying to discipline.
Yes.
She's trying to, like, say, no, you're not qualified, you don't deserve this, you're going to use it for wrongful things, so therefore I'm not going to provide it.
Yeah, and it goes back to the Bhagavad Gita, isn't it, where Krishna explains, maybe it isn't, but maybe. Anyway, where Prabhupada explains that the nature of the earth, that we come here like it's a prison, and it's for the conditioned souls, it's reformation,
Yeah.
And so in that way, if you go to a prison, there's rules and regulations.
Yeah.
So in the same way, this prison of this material earth world, it's like, no, you're not supposed to be using it for that, because that's why you're here, because you broke the rules. So while you're here, this is your, like, I used to work for one government department, the Youth Justice Board, still exists, and it was restorative justice, and it was like teaching the youth when they got arrested or pre-arrested, trying to, like you said, reform them, trying to teach them, this is how you're supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to do. So in the same way, she's like, no, you're in prison now and you don't get to do that, and I will teach you so you can get out, basically. So we should get to the point, I guess, of frustration, so we want to...
Yeah, but that was like the opening line, isn't it?
Yeah.
It says, Lord Brahma created this material world for the use of the living entities, but it was created according to a plan that all living entities who might come into it to dominate it for sense gratification will be given directions by Lord Brahma in the Vedas in order that they might ultimately leave it and return home, back to Godhead. Yeah. I was talking with someone today, and excuse me, they were sharing how, they had some wonderful event, and somewhere in the middle of that event there was just some very upsetting situation that happened. And I was sharing that, that's just the nature of the material energy. Like, it will not let you think, Krishna will not let you think that this is a place that you're meant to stay. So he's going to put some sand in the sweet rice, so just when you think everything's so sweet and wonderful and lovely, and then it's like, the pinprick, as Prabhupada calls it in the introduction to the Bhagavatam. There's a pinprick in society, Let's read on. This is quite long, not that long. In this verse, the words asadbihi and adrita vratai are important. The word asadbihi refers to the non-devotees. The non-devotees have been described in Bhagavad Gita as duskritina, miscreants, mudha, asses or rascals, naradama, lowest of mankind, and maya parita jnana, those who have lost their knowledge to the power of the illusory energy. All these persons are asat, non-devotees. Non-devotees are also called grihavrata, whereas the devotee is called dritavrata. The whole Vedic plan is that the misguided, conditioned souls who have come to lord it over material nature should be trained to become dritavrata. And what did it say dritavrata means? Devotee, the devotees are called dritavrata. So, okay. This means that they should take a vow to satisfy their senses or enjoy material life only by satisfying the senses of the Supreme Lord. Activities intended to satisfy the senses of the Supreme Lord Krishna are called Krishnarte Kila Chestaha. This indicates that one can attempt all kinds of work, but one should do so to satisfy Krishna. This is described in Bhagavad Gita as Yagya Tat Karmana. The word Yagya indicates Lord Vishnu. We should work only for his satisfaction. In modern times, Kali Yuga, however, people have forgotten Vishnu altogether, and they conduct their activities for sense gratification. Such people will gradually become poverty-stricken, for they cannot use things which are to be enjoyed by the Supreme Lord for their own sense gratification. If they continue like this, there will ultimately be a state of poverty, and no grains, fruits, or flowers will be produced. Indeed, it is stated in the 12th canto of the Bhagavatam that at the end of Kali Yuga, people will be so polluted that there will no longer be any grains, wheat, sugar cane, or milk. So, Kali Yuga will continue to progress in such a way that there isn't anything basically to eat. And Bhagavatam also explains that then people will eat each other. People will have babies just to eat them. That's basic. And someone will be considered a ripe old man if he lives to the age of
30?
I don't think it was even 30. I mean, maybe 20. But yeah, something. We can look that up. If you know the answer, put it in the put it in the chat.
Look how high the water looks like we're going to drown.
Yeah.
That's how high it is. Anyway.
It's high and we're low. Most everybody around us is high though. The water's high and so is everybody else.
We're trying to get high, but
by reading Bhagavatam. Okay, let's read one more.
Alright, text 7. My dear King, not only are grains and herbs being used by non-devotees, but as far as I am concerned, I am not being properly maintained. Indeed, I am being neglected by kings who are not punishing these rascals who have turned into thieves by using grains for sense gratification. Consequently, I have hidden all these seeds which were meant for the performance of sacrifice. That which happened during the time of Prithu Maharaj and his father, King Vena, is also happening at this present moment. A huge arrangement exists for the production of large-scale industrial and agricultural products. All these products are meant for sense gratification. Therefore, despite such productive capacities, there is scarcity because the world's population is full of thieves. The word Kori Bhute indicates that the population is turned to thievery. According to Vedic understanding, men are transformed into thieves when they plan economic development for sense gratification. It is also explained in Bhagavad Gita that if one eats food grains without offering them to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yagya, he is a thief and liable to be punished. According to spiritual communism, all properties on the surface of the globe belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The population has a right to use goods only after offering them to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the process of accepting prasad. Unless one eats prasad, he is certainly a thief. It is the duty of governors and kings to maintain such thieves and maintain
The government kings to punish.
Oh, sorry.
Let's not maintain the thieves, shall we?
So Friday's going to be...
Sorry. It is the duty of governors and kings to punish such thieves and maintain the world nicely. If this is not done, grains will no longer be produced and people will simply starve. Indeed, not only will people be obliged to eat less, but they will kill one another and eat each other's flesh.
Let's see. Am I a prophet or what?
They are already killing animals for flesh. So when there will no longer be grains, vegetables and fruits, they will kill their own sons and fathers and eat their flesh for sustenance. How ghastly.
Say that again.
How ghastly.
One more time.
No.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
No.
How ghastly. I love it. British.
But it is.
It is ghastly.
I mean, there are remote tribes now that are cannibals.
It's not just remote, actually.
Oh, that's true, you know.
Someone
Who
was
is it?
telling
Jeffrey
me. Jeffrey Dahmer, yeah, Western World.
and Idi Amin. Not to get controversial,
But also, anyway, I won't even say some of the gross things I heard.
they
people are
don't, because
doing
this is
in
a family
certain
show.
places. It's a yeah.
It's true, actually. It's true.
It's true. It's a family show. It's true. No, people are already doing gross,
Yes,
disgusting things.
yes,
And some of them, they pay quite a lot of money.
yes.
To
In
do it.
so-called civilized settings.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, they eat like
Yeah.
fetuses.
So I'm glad I didn't say it because it's a family show. So she went on to say it. So anyway, but yes.
Oh,
Okay, I think we're going to call it a day before the tide comes in and washes us away. That was a rhyme. Thank you very much for tuning in.
see you next time.
Hare
Have a
Krishna.
lovely time, whatever you're doing. It's very hot here in New York. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but I am actually like dying.
No, we're sitting in the cool shade. There's a little breeze. It's
Okay.
actually so
My
lovely.
experience
You
is
can take the Brit out of Britain, but you can't take the British out of the British.
that don't
person.
make sense. It's really hot. Today it was 30 degrees. I
For those
just
of you who are American, that means 80. 83
It
or
was-
84 is the high.
it was ghastly.
So now we need to look at how we measure ghastly. If killing one's own children and eating them is ghastly, but it was 30 degrees today and that was ghastly, how's that work? Is it like ghastliness on a scale of 1 to 10?
This today was worse.
Well, we almost stopped. This is like the afterglow. All right, see you all later.
See
Hare
you
Krishna.
later.